Hello folks, welcome back to another episode of ZigTalk, and this time we'll be talking about the second luxury car manufacturer at the Auto Expo 2018, and that is of course BMW. Now at the Auto Expo, most manufacturers have maybe one or maybe two showstoppers, new products so as to speak, but BMW they're really pulling out all the stops. Literally everything you see at the BMW stall is going to be completely new, something that you've not seen from BMW, at least in India, right? And let's kick things off with the completely brand new model that's going to be introduced in India for the first time, and that of course is the replacement to this.
So 6 GT.
Right, so this was, okay, not this, but this is the scale model of the 5 GT. There was essentially a more, let's say, practical
but not so pretty version of the 5 Series at the time.
That is extremely well worded. So it was essentially a 5 Series underneath with a slightly bigger boot, slightly more space, you know, for those who preferred practicality over, say,
just form. There's a little bit more about function than form.
Right? But it didn't really click in India all that much, and most of that was down to the way it looked.
Yes.
Now BMW has addressed that with the 6 GT. It's in line with the other cars in the family. Looks like a nice balance between the 5 Series and the 7 Series, and plus it brings all the associated practicality, and
of course
it basically carries that over from the 5 GT. So again, on the engine front, you can expect the usual 2 and the 3 liter diesels, and yeah, it should land up in the 60 to 70 lakh rupee price bracket.
Of course, and if you aren't really that fond of the GT series from BMW, if you look at the SUV from the family front, you've got the new X3, which has just been updated. It's based on a different platform now. It's again more practical, bit more spacious than before, and it's going to again use the same range of 2 liter, 3 liter engine that we've seen before.
More than that, it's based on a completely new platform now, so we're looking forward to that. Plus xDrive, again,
of course, not going to be standard necessarily, but will be an option, of course.
This is going to replace the X3 that's currently on sale. It should, price-wise, it shouldn't deviate a lot, although we expect it to go up slightly because of what's being added. But on the whole, yeah, new X3, a bit more excitement on the SUV front. And speaking of SUV, that brings me to the X6. Now, that isn't something, again, that's been a huge volume player for BMW.
It's more of a lifestyle purchase because it's all about the design in that particular case, and it has been on sale in India before, but this time around I guess they're taking a higher tune for the petrol.
Right, so the X6, it's not all new. It's just a minor update to the product lineup. So we get a new petrol engine, and that makes about 305 horsepower, 407 Nm.
So essentially the 35i tune is what we're in, because they got the 30i with the X5 to kind of work around the diesel ambiguity.
So that happened sometime last year, where the gigantic X5 got a 30i petrol motor. This time around the X6 is going to get the 35i, which should help its case in case someone prefers big petrol SUVs for whatever reason. And that brings me to the second minor update. It's a special car.
Of course, the BMW M4.
So it is a special car, but the updates not all that special.
It's primarily visual, isn't it?
It is primarily visual. It gets BMW's new laser light technology on the front and the rear. So it will look different, not necessarily perform different. It will carry forward the same engine, so nothing major on that front.
Going on from the minor updates, what we can of course expect, because it is BMW and electric is their new way forward and green cars altogether. So we're going to see the new i8 Roadster.
Right.
So essentially packaging the same 1.5 liter 3-cylinder petrol engine along with a hybrid powertrain. Not too much difference in terms of the specifications, but this is essentially just giving you the additional headroom, if you can call it that.
You'll need that. There's no way he'll fit inside an i8. In an i8 Roadster, maybe.
It'll be a little better on that aspect, and it'll be just a more enjoyable i8. It's giving you that drop top option. It'll look more fancy as well parked in your driveway. And apart from that, they're also getting the new i3S.
Yeah, and that is something that has intrigued me for the longest time, right? So you look at most electric concepts, they look like they're from 40 years into the future, and the i3 Not really.
It's
looks
believable.
It is believable. It looks like a conventional hatchback. And the i3s just bumps it up a notch for me.
Of course.
The visual cues are there for me. It just makes it like gigantic 20-inch wheels and fatter rubber.
Of course, wider track, and it's balancing out with stuff like more taut suspension. It's been lowered a little bit.
It's been lowered
more
by
sporty
10
ambitions, and even the battery itself goes from 23 to 33 kilowatt
33
hours.
kilowatts. So effectively, you've got more range. So
40 kilometers or so by what we remember.
Right. So more range, better looking. Can't complain. Right?
But again, this is more of a study. They aren't saying that they're going to be launching it at the Auto Expo itself, because they have showcased the i3 at the i8 launch itself when it happened in India. So this is just going to be a showcase, kind of get some feedback, maybe feasible for some customers who want something that is green but also usable and premium at the same time, with of course the bragging rights of having a BMW badge.
And considering the government saying go electric,
why not?
Go for the i3 maybe.
So that's about it?
No, it's not actually. The star of the show for me.
Oh, of course, how could I forget that?
So the new M5 is going to be there, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. Okay, because it's gone from being a tire shredding rear wheel drive sedan to something that has X-Drive. Okay.
Purest stock, of course.
Yeah, so it still has the same 4.4 liter V8. I miss that V10, but it's got the 4.4 liter V8. But BMW says they have compensated a bit for the X-Drive, right?
I mean, they don't just said it. I think they've proven it also with that recent video of theirs, the longest drift ever done. How many kilometers was that?
That was 374 kilometers in one stretch.
With in-motion refuels.
Yeah, with in-motion refuels. I think that's the coolest video of 2018 period. So yeah, the new M5 is going to be there. Maybe not necessarily a launch. It will launch this year. That's a given. But maybe not at the Auto Expo.
Another model that's from the BMW group, if not the brand itself, is the Mini Countryman. The second-gen Countryman will finally be in India and is the largest Mini ever produced, ironically. It's grown in length, width and even wheelbase, and even gets standard equipment like a keyless entry, panorama glass roof, rear view camera and parking sensors, and even gets sliding rear seats. It comes with 2 petrol and 2 diesels, 1.5 and a 2-liter petrol that make around 140 and 190 horsepower, and a 2-liter diesel that makes either 150 or 190 horsepower. And all-wheel drive is optionally available. There's a plug-in hybrid too, but for now, at least in India, we're expecting the conventional engines.
And yeah, so I think that's about it from BMW. A lot of new products to look forward to, which means a lot of writing for us. And again, if we have any more updates on this front, we will be updating our web story. Link to that is in the description below.
So if you like this video, don't forget to show us some love, give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends as well. And we've got 1 lakh subscribers now. How about joining that family yourself? Hit that subscribe button.